laughcast.com presents.
This Delinquent Life. Yeah, we're back. Episode 4. This is gonna be a weird one. It's gonna be a little different than usual. The topic this week is just gonna be racing stuff. Because one of my buddies, Johnny, and one of my other buddies, Lump, they get into internet talks a lot, and it always gets weird. So I guess they're both gonna be on the spot now, live, and you can call in and ask some questions later too at 877-587-6833, and you can ask them if they bother you. You can yell at them. I don't care. And the co-host is, Bino. He's back. Brogdon.
Just a love machine.
And he's weird. So, do you like race and things? What do you think about it?
So, I love race. I love race as one of those distinguishing features of us as a species. I love all the complexions of it. Race has really got a bad connotation because of your ancestors and what the fuck y'all doing with it now. You
That's not my ancestors. I wasn't alive.
It is.
I don't know them.
It's y'all Caucasian motherfuckers. Y'all fucked with the whole concept of race.
Out the gate.
You know what I'm saying? So so race is less than 1% of the DNA code, yet that small difference is used to separate and divide and to really make life hard for tons of people.
I'm just going to fact check you for a second. Race is just a man-made concept, right? Because we're all human.
Well, I was talking about skin color. Yeah, y'all turned it into something else.
We didn't turn it. You just said it, not me. Don't say
y'all turned it into something else.
No, I wasn't alive when they made that distinction.
For the sake of not confusing our listeners and stuff,
and
I was referring to skin color, and then,
Well, yeah. But
the white monsters perverted that.
Well, luckily we're friends. All right, well, let's introduce our first guest. And this guy's taking notes. This will be a great show. Let's go with Johnny. Johnny Truelove.
Hi, guys. How are ya?
Hi. Thanks for coming. This is fun.
I'm very excited to be here and discuss the human race and all of us.
Word.
Yeah, so what do you think about race and stuff?
That's a complex question. I mean, I wish it was something we didn't have to think about. I think that it would be great if we were as a society past that point, but it's not something that we can ignore because of the history. Maybe not the exact history that Bino just subscribed me to.
Bino, do you think all white people are the same, like Germans and Italians and Polish people, or
Irish and?
So that's a great question, Mr. Stenta. So I do not think you're all the same. So race.
Who's the best?
There is not a best.
I'm Sicilian and Slovakian. What does that make?
There's not a best. But let me get this out. All right. See how you guys broke it down, Italian and the Irish and all that, right? See me and fellow melanated people. Our common denominator is slavery. We can't say Africa. We can't say a specific country or a specific region that we come from. We might have been here in along with the natives. We might have been Native Americans before the first Caucasians came over. The first Europeans rather came over and settled. We might have already been here. That is just that level of ignorance is all originates from the racist beginnings of this country and even beforehand. So me.
That was the British people, right?
Right, yeah. British, Spanish, Portuguese.
Now you're speaking as a black American. As opposed to a black European who from totally guessing here, would not necessarily have the exact same feelings that a black American would have because they may have had lineage in specific countries where that wasn't something that directly affects their lineage. So they can say, I'm from X, Y, and Z. How you said you can't say X, Y, and Z.
They've got immigrants from Ghana, and I mean, yeah.
Yeah, very true. And I'm quite sure. I'm actually almost certain that these individuals probably still experience on some level of oppression and just prejudice and bias because of their skin color.
It's not just a color thing. Like, I mean, in like Asian countries, they all hate. Like, I got South Korean friends. They all hate Japanese people. Like, racism's crazy. Because groups that we might like, English people hate Romanians.
People like to hate people.
And they're both white people to other people. Just race is weird. But let's introduce this guy I know.
This guy.
He's all over the place, and you can't stop him. Let's give it up for Lump Hamilton.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
How y'all doing today? How do I feel about race?
And things.
Things are okay, but race is cool. But once it becomes, we'll say, subjective, oppressive, restrictive,
institutionalized,
then it becomes a problem. One of the funniest things I always hear is I don't see color. When I hear that from somebody, I instantly know that this person sees color because you wouldn't say it unless it's almost like
they think you're stupid.
Yeah, right. It's almost like I got a black friend. I mean, I have so many white friends, and they're all Caucasian. You know what I mean?
If you don't see color, then how the fuck do you stop at a light?
Right. And I brought a good friend of mine with me. Rich Blye.
Yeah, first time meeting him. How you doing, Rich?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Hi, Rich.
How I feel about race? Sitting at this table, I think there's like anywhere between a 20 to 30-year-old disparity between my age. Okay? And I'm going to address some things that you probably have heard around the dinner table with your parents, but I'm also going to address some things that you really don't know about as far as my culture, as far as my era, as far as what we think. Hold on, before anybody interrupt me.
Go ahead.
Before anybody interrupts me, understand this. I come from a different era, and I say this all the time, and I said this to Johnny. I'm from an era that you can only Google. And when I mean that, you can't walk in these shoes. You don't know the black experience from my perspective. You weren't living during that time. You weren't born during that time. So I'm going to reintegrate you back into the history of where you can sit now next to me and nobody's thinking about fighting.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear all about it.
Okay. I'm going to explain some personal history and my personal involvement, and I speak from a personal experience because I have family that paved that way, that worked next to the people that made that happen. You don't know me, but Johnny and the rest of you guys, I follow you.
Thank
okay?
you.
All right, I do. No, not stalker. You on the book. I got to know what my kids think about you. You know what I'm saying? That's important. That's important to me because, see, I'm a dad. You know what I mean? I have the luxury of being able to regulate somebody's life without being called a master.
Well, I'm excited to hear your viewpoint of it, and that's why during our discussion I offered up and luckily was given the opportunity to have an open discussion like this.
I wasn't a part of the online debate, but
I kept asking for a cup of coffee. And he kept turning me down. I said, Starbucks, Wawa, I don't even drink Dunkin' Donuts. I kept saying coffee. And this man kept saying, oh, and I said, no, come on, don't run. And I think, hold on, seriously, and I think that that's part of the problem. We're a little bit too PC. Let's get some things out of the way, okay?
Wait,
Muslim. No, hold on.
Can we interrupt? Can we
introduce this guy?
Like sitting there looking at this. Johnny want to tag in, y'all. Johnny got to tag in.
We also have one more guest who Johnny's going to introduce now. Who is this guy?
Mr. Eric Grassi is here.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Grassi?
I think I'm on the wrong show because I thought this show was about racing things. Like we were going to talk about cars and shit. Now I'm looking at these guys looking angry at me for no reason. I don't know why the fuck I'm here.
Definitely down with a subject switch.
I don't know who evened up the numbers 3-3, but I would have liked to have Lump on my side, just as a trade. But
I'm not on your side.
Oh no! Well, I mean, it's
I'm
looking
for
like
everybody. I like everyone.
Cool.
Listen, everybody on their own team today.
See, already we're gonna be fighting our way out.
So, Mr. Grassi, how do you feel about race?
You know what? Of course, I mean, the Yeah, I don't see color. You don't see color. You're all the same to me.
I mean, he did try to trade for me already when we've been here 2 minutes. How impressive of him.
Yeah, I mean.
That was because I know you can fight, Lum. Come on, if we're going to put that here, at least with a fighting chance.
When nobody's
different
there
era.
will be no,
Different-
there will be no
It's a different
blows
era.
thrown here today.
You can't trade people.
Right.
Not legally anymore. 1865.
This isn't the NBA.
That really
Right.
comes back full circle, doesn't
That's
it?
a Don Sterling joke. Oh no.
No, I think, you know what?
Did
I
anyone
like
get it?
I got that.
Thank you.
make humor, funny racism, you know what I mean? Can be funny. No, it can be funny.
Funny
How's that?
racism
You know what I mean?
can be funny.
How is racism funny?
No. Listen, I'm
You wanna hear
talking
a
about
Dago
in
joke?
a.
No.
Okay, listen. All right.
How is racism funny? I understand
Perfect
the
example.
Listen,
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Listen, I understand
Hold up.
ethnic joke, but how is racism funny?
Listen, first of all, everything's funny. From cancer to rape to everything's funny. Everything can be
No.
made fun of. Everything can be made
I
fun
agree with
of.
him.
No, it can be.
Everything can be
So,
made fun of, but
I-
everything is not funny.
Oh, no,
Boom.
not everything is not
There you
funny,
go.
but everything can be made fun of.
I know.
And if it's done right, it can be. So,
Is it done? How?
okay, all right.
I love it. I love. Hold on.
If it's done right.
Hold on. I love it. Rich. Hold on, Rich.
I have a perfect
Hold on. I
example.
love it because he said racism was funny. He said everything can be made funny, and you had just finished saying how you think it's too much PC culture, and you. And
No. Listen, I'm not
Okay,
talking about. Listen,
right.
I'm talking about PC culture as far as dialogue. I'm not talking about
Well,
not making fun of a situation to
so
bring
then
things.
you're depicting what's sensitive?
No,
All right, let it
I'm
be
not,
known
I'm not
that
saying
the-
what's
that all
sensitive.
of this-
I'm not saying what's sensitive. Hold on, I'm gonna
Right.
give it to you right. Okay,
Right.
and this is the right that I'm gonna give it to
Right.
you. Okay, if I come in and I want to talk to you about something,
Right.
So I'm nervous. Obviously, I'm nervous being here. I came down a dark street. I'm in media.
Hey, motherfucker, I'm nervous in this neighborhood, too, don't worry.
I'm in media. You know what I mean? Come on now. I'm in media.
PA.
Black man driving a car in media.
Right.
It's not all that.
Okay, all right,
Hold on,
here's
hold on,
an- hold on, here's an example.
Blame it on the media, y'all.
But that's
No, he
biased.
meant
But that's
definitely the
biased.
media's
But
fault.
that's
He
biased.
meant the
Hold on,
city of
see,
media
hold
of
on,
Pennsylvania.
When
But
Chris Rock gets on stage,
I'm not
and
talking about
says-
Chris Rock. I'm talking about you, Mr. Grassi. Don't bring Chris Rock.
No,
Chris
no,
Rock
I'm
ain't in this
talking
room.
about racism.
So hold up,
He's not
y'all.
in this room.
Hold up.
Don't bring him in.
Time out.
Let me make my
I feel
point.
like there's going to be a
I'm
lot of
gonna
timeouts
start.
tonight.
I'm gonna be pointing. If I'm pointing at you, you can talk. If not, just
We
shut
have
up.
to be
Go ahead.
civil.
Is that
We
fair?
have
That's
to
fair.
be civil with
That's
this
fair.
discussion.
All right,
y'all.
so go.
Listen, everything can be made fun of. It's all how you do it. Chris Rock can come up and say, books in the hood are, a joke or whatever. That whole joke that he had about that. That's fine. Racism can be funny. My example was the funniest racial term I ever heard was frostbacks. When you talk about Canadians. I'm sorry, that's fucking funny. Racist names are fucking funny. Gook, I'm sorry, it's terrible. I love Asian people, but it's a funny fucking word. So I like the fact that racism can be humor, but I don't neglect the fact that it's disgusting, the atrocities that happening in our prison system right now with slave labor, making Nikes. You think slavery is dead. It's not. It's in prisons right now. They pay these guys 13 fucking cents a day to work in a sweatshop, basically. We still have slavery in this country. It's just not what it is. There's loopholes in the government that have made it. Let me collect my thoughts. Go ahead. Hit somebody else. I got
the lump. Go.
It's so much on the table. Let it be known that this started originally with
A hippie costume.
a post about
See how you gotta quickly clean
I
it
didn't
up?
even
It
get-
was-
I didn't
it
even
was-
get- I didn't even get to
It was
explain it.
man.
I thought he pointed at me.
It was man. It was a picture of man.
When I saw
Man,
it was a
Man.
white it was basically a
Not
costume.
hippie. Man.
Hold on. It was
What
a
did the title say?
costume.
It said man.
All right, let me
the title
hold
said
on.
man.
Too many
It was on
voices,
me.
y'all.
It was on me. It was on me. It was a
Go.
costume that came with a wig, glasses, a dashiki, and a fucking peace symbol.
It looked like Morgan Freeman in Lean On Me.
Wow.
Beginning of Lean On Me.
when I saw the costume, I thought Jimi Hendrix hippie era. I didn't think black white thing, but yeah,
I mean, all I was saying is it's wrong to make fun of people's cultures. That's all I was saying. And
But was it?
what was it wrong
Or
to
was
make
it-
fun of people's culture?
No, was it making fun of someone's culture? Or was it an homage to a time where people were united
I believe-
and it was a cultural appropriation in a positive way where black and white got together and they they formed this hippie union where you could wear each other's clothes and you could work towards a message of peace.
Cultural appropriation in a positive way. That's legit. That is legit. That is something to legit talk about. I mean,
well, I think
most of the time you hear the euphemism cultural appropriation, you think negativity. But he has a point.
Because everything that's made into a costume is made to mock.
No,
I think it's made to celebrate.
I think it's made. I disagree with both of you. I think it's capitalism.
We agree on that.
I think they steal other people's cultures and sell it, like Disney and everybody.
Right, and that was another way of stealing someone's culture and selling it.
Yeah, no, they did it with the Indians, with all that. The hippies were doing all that. The yogi shit and not shit, but you know what I mean. The praying, the Buddhist stuff. The hippies took that. They profited off of it. And it's always a couple guys.
Yoga.
But you feel that they were stealing with that costume, stealing black culture when
they might have been stealing the black culture 30, 40 years ago.
Lump, where do you fall in with the Jew fro, though? Because that could have been a Jew fro.
Is Jew fro racist? I'm not
sure.
I
don't think so.
No, I think it is.
That's anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic?
But anti-Semitic is a form of racism.
What?
Wait, is Jew fro racist?
And they have actual laws that they will prosecute you for.
Okay. But no,
first of all,
they have their own word.
Listen,
you can call Jewish people Jews.
Yeah, they have their own word for their subjugated version of racism towards them.
That's right.
I would like my own word.
No,
it's not bad to call a Jew a Jew. Like a Jewish person, you can call them a Jew.
Yeah, you can call them a Jew.
It's not like a racial term. It's not like a racial term.
But you're not going to get away with it.
It's not a racial. That's not a slang term.
It's Jewish. I think you say he's Jewish.
Yeah, but
you don't say he's a Jew.
As an ancestor.
But yeah, that's not a racial term.
Between
it's not taken as anger. Like you get. Does anybody? Can we?
But that's the nuance. But hold up, that's the nuance of it all. We're using traditional terms associated with racism when, in all actuality, what we view this world, most of us through our eyes, and like you said, we recognize green lights to go and red lights to stop. We use our eyes to make judgments of the world and environment around us. So when we see a Caucasian or we see a fair-skinned person, or we see a brown-skinned person, or we see a more dark and yellow person, or whatever, we're using our eyes to make these judgments. Okay, so we're being racial, right, Mr. Grassi?
Well, that's prejudice.
No, it's not
pro-violent. Yeah.
Well, is it though, or
are
you just recognizing? If I see a strawberry and notice that it's red, am I a fruit racist?
Exactly, you're recognizing.
But if you see a black guy, automatically think he's going to be.
No, you're recognizing. No, I'm with Truelove. You're actually recognizing. Now it's the.
Now, if I hate the strawberry because it's red. Now I'm being racist.
Now
if you could assume red things are sweet, right? Then you're just prejudging. Because
I'll give you that.
But yeah, it's not just race and things. When your prejudice comes, you see a person who's handicapped and you think they can't do something. That's prejudice. You see me and you think I'm homeless. That's prejudice.
No, that's bias.
So all right. See, with prejudice.
Let's see the new.
Listen, my name is Rich.
So look, all right. So
you
you
say this again. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
and I'm sitting here and I'm taking notes. And I'm taking notes. And I'm taking notes and I'm listening to you guys. And I'm gonna say this again. Some of you are 20, maybe 30 years younger.
Let's get to everybody's age.
How old are you?
How old are you?
Let's get everybody's age.
Right. How old are you?
He is 40. I'm 30.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna do that.
Around that.
We'll say I'm around
25.
Come on with the bullshit, Johnny.
25.
He's a model.
I'm 32.
Okay.
8 times 4 plus 4.
My man.
Gotta make it difficult.
I'm at 8 times 4 plus 2. Oops.
I'm
36.
I am 38.
8 times 4
I'll be
plus
39 in December.
I'm 31, but I lived a lot.
There you go.
I met some really dumb old people.
Do we have any 20-year-olds in the building? No 20-year-olds, right?
Besides the engineer, I think I'm one of the oldest persons in this room.
He's my age.
We're the same age.
Okay.
We're both the same year.
I'm 49.
Oh, you're 9 years older than me, dude.
No, listen, hold on. No, there's a big difference with that.
Listen,
I thought you were going to be like looking really good for 65.
Right, dude, really.
But here's the big difference.
He does look 30
talking about
something.
you grew up into like Jim Crow.
Listen.
I can throw a rock
But
at
my
your
grandmother
generation.
did, who's still living.
But in the beginning of the show, you made it like you.
But here,
So
here's the thing.
let's hear what you have to say.
This is what I want to say to you, okay?
Right.
Because I'm ninth generation free slave, okay?
Right.
Ninth generation.
Right.
To have full rights
Right.
in this country.
Right.
With the last one being the right to vote.
Right.
Okay?
Thanks.
Okay? 1965 is when that was enacted, correct?
Yeah.
I was born in 1967.
Right.
Understand that it took a 10-year process
For them to even get that.
to even get that completed. So
But they
stop.
got it.
Listen, no, stop.
And
Listen,
you
you're not
weren't 18
listening.
yet.
Listen, you're
Hold on,
asking
y'all.
me. You're
Look how
asking
far
me.
our country's coming.
Your
That
country
short
hasn't come
span.
that far.
We get a black
Your
fucking
country has
president.
not come this
We
far.
got a black president.
Okay, your country
That's
hasn't come that
amazing.
far.
No, that's amazing.
No,
It is
listen,
amazing.
see,
It's
hold on,
fucking
hold on.
amazing.
No, I'm gonna give you the fucking amazing part. Here's the fucking amazing part. I have personal history.
Okay.
When I come with facts, I come with my family. I come with my ancestors.
Nobody here is
okay?
denying
that.
that.
No, stop. Mr. Truelove. This is what you brought me here for. This is what you brought me here. You want to talk about race.
I want
You want
to.
to talk about
Go
race. We want to talk about race. You want to talk about facts. You want to talk about things. I bring my own personal family history here
All
that
right.
speaks for me.
Okay.
And so when you look at these images, this is the black family. This is the black family. This is what you see. What you see today is generational branding of our children, the degradation of our entire culture,
Facts.
where we have people that turn around and take our culture and say, it's hip hop. It's not. It's real. You can't walk the same streets that I walk, fam. You can't do the same things I do. You don't know gangster thugs and killers.
It sounds like you're.
So when you sit back and talk about race is generational.
You're divided. You're divided.
You don't know me and
You don't
where I
know him,
came
you don't
from.
know
No.
me,
No, I'm
you
not
don't
talking about where
know
you
what
come
we
from,
did.
but
You
I'm
know
saying
what I
that you
mean?
can't. Because you know why?
Because we're different people.
And you
No.
can't-
No,
I
no,
can't
no.
live your life.
So,
you can't live mine.
can I say
I've
something,
lived
Chris?
your life.
Can I get in here? Can
Yeah.
I
How
inject?
you
I've
live my
lived
life?
your
You lived the
life.
life of a 40-year-old Sicilian.
So let me inject here.
First generation off the boat.
Pretty much,
Literally.
pretty much for 9
All right, time
years.
out, y'all.
Time
Time
out.
out. Time
You
out.
can't do it.
All right, so time out.
But let's
So-
You
talk
watch The
about race.
Godfather?
Time out. So look.
Let's
All
talk
right.
about
So
race. Let's
so-
talk about race as it pertains to me. Because I'm not talking about the rest of the nation. You brought me here for me. This is my
I didn't bring you anywhere.
great-grandfather. You understand? He didn't work for anybody. He worked for himself.
What's up?
He had
Himself.
He had a nice dog.
Okay, you understand? No, and guess what? And guess what?
He had a
He
slave.
has pits. So do I.
It's a nice
Okay?
dog.
Let me explain something to you
He had a
about
dog slave.
race and how the generations, people who do not remember their ancestors are not going to be as successful or achieve anything as successful if they don't or not remembered by their descendants. Okay? Do you understand that our children, and the reason why we're talking about race is because our children don't know where they come from. You guys like to sit back and say, oh, forget about racism. It happened so long ago. But when we talk about the Holocaust.
I never said anything like that.
You just said we got a black president.
We got a black president. But when we talk about these things,
We gotta
when
be
talk
civil,
about
y'all.
these things for real, when we talk about these things for real, and I'm from the street.
We'll get back to that.
I'm from the street. I'm not from you guys' world. I don't travel in circles of comedy.
I
and
lived in
stuff like that.
61st and Pine
Okay.
for 8 years of my life. I
And
was the
that's
only
8
white
years,
person
but
in
I-
that neighborhood.
and guess what?
The only
And
white
I lived
person in
in
that
Sunset.
neighborhood.
And
I've
guess
lived your life for 9
This
years.
is what racism does, y'all.
Check this out.
Whoa.
I was the first
Divide.
person in my family to go through desegregation. You understand? You know what my first introduction to
Desegregation was
listen.
1954.
No, but it didn't implement.
didn't implement
It didn't
everywhere.
implement. It did not-
Down south,
No,
down in
it
Mississippi,
didn't.
it
Sir,
didn't fucking
Sir, I'm
implement.
trying to tell you. There's fucking pictures
you
of me
from,
in the
Rick?
paper.
You were born in
I'm from Philly.
1967.
I'm from no. Listen to me.
1967.
Listen to me, sir. Listen to me. I'm about to give you some facts. It's personal. When you talk about these facts of dates and stuff, I can tell you exactly when it hit Philadelphia.
Right.
My entire family went to all white schools, the first family in Philadelphia to do so. Hold on, listen to
That's
me.
great.
No,
That's
listen.
great. But
listen,
you were
listen,
born in
listen,
67.
Okay,
Tell me
listen.
the year.
Excuse me. 1976.
That was the year before I was born.
Okay.
19. Listen. 19.
You're talking 8 years after the JP.
Everybody,
After the,
Listen to
we
me.
gotta take
All right, that's
time
enough.
out. We gotta break. Everybody,
This
calm
delinquent
down.
life.
We're gonna take it.
You're
I
not
just-
getting it.
Jesus.
We got
You're not
a
getting it.
caller in. I get more than you give me credit for, sir.
Not you.
Oh, him,
Not you.
whatever.
All right,
But
all right.
I have stuff to say real quick before we go to the caller. My grandfather was from Slovakia, and there's racism there with the Czechs. It's different than your racism.
Nope.
His whole family lost their farm and everything to the communists when the Czechs took over.
Yeah, you guys bomb each other when
And,
you don't. When you don't like each other.
But he came to America, but he wasn't treated like like blacks are treated in America. He was treated like a white male.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he had to leave a very so I mean racism comes in all different types. But
global. Racism is global.
It is global.
But I'm lucky because I get to count as white now for whatever reason, right?
See what I mean?
My grandparents were Italians. They didn't count as, but now Italians we're good. And I'm also,
We had it rough when we got here. I mean, not rough.
Ooh, who we got?
Slavery
Next caller.
rough.
Who's the next
but-
caller?
But let's get the colon, and he's just whatever.
So can I Stinner, can I say something?
Yeah,
Stinner?
now Bino's turn.
So all right. So we Mr. Blye. So you
Please
felt
call
that.
back. We'll get right to
You
you.
felt Mr. Blye's anger, right?
Yes.
He is not.
Was he angry?
He's not an isolated case.
I think we all have the right to be angry about something.
Thank
Hey, listen now about the government. I think it's less
it's not
our
a
problem and more us
I'm
against
not mad at
them.
the government.
That's how Donald Trump has so
I'm mad
many
at
supporters.
people like you that perpetuate this lie and
What
our
lie am
kids
I
buy into
perpetuating?
it.
What am
By
I
saying
saying?
that
So
racism is fine.
I wasn't done. I was still was talking.
By saying racism
I still
can
was
be,
talking.
You know what I mean?
Mr. Blye,
racism
Mr.
is
Blye,
done.
1 second. So look, this is the
Thought
thing.
this was a comedy show.
It's very, very,
No.
very sensitive.
Right.
Okay, so when you take
So we
a
can't
peop-
laugh about
when you
it.
no,
No.
not yet. Hold up.
We gotta hold our
Hold up.
heads
It's
and
time and place.
bow.
Time and place for everything,
Right,
and I think
right,
you're learning that, right?
right.
So this is the
But
thing.
racism can be funny because you know,
can.
we could do the cracker thing,
Right.
and we
I'm
could do
talking
do the white voice on stage.
Why?
That's that's funny.
There's a big
But
difference
that's not
between-
funny.
That's
There's
mocking-
a big
mocking-
difference.
Fucking
Do I get out
funny.
and talking
Mocking
about
the
your
oppressor.
race?
It's all funny.
There's a big difference between making fun of an oppressor and making fun of somebody who was forced to fuck their mother.
Come on, man. Who's making the jokes?
Who- yeah, like-
Am I Mr. White Aryan?
Yeah,
no,
like-
Mr.
So
Sicilian. My
Mr.
people lived in shit for hundreds of years.
Who is
Sicilians
against-
are the worst in Europe.
Who's battling you on this?
All right.
All right, so this is what
Everything's fucking
so
funny.
So Grazi, this is what it is, right? All right, it's this foundation, it's this landscape we live in,
Right.
that was built on racist behavior from earlier. So even though you may not per se be racist, you benefiting from the system, and we're still stop. We're still being
stop.
fucked over by the system.
Facts.
So when
Totally agree.
now when you try to make our situation seem less than what it is by saying, "Oh, it's funny," or "It can be funny," or "What about when you mock white people?"
it's not
no,
so bad.
you,
So
you,
no parts of it are funny. I'm not
so
saying.
no, I agree.
So
I
no
agree.
parts of it can be
Anything can be
funny.
funny. I was with you,
Right.
right? But there's a time and place for everything.
Of course, I'm not
Right.
going to go up after somebody gets shot by a cop and start saying, "Hey, we could all laugh at this." No, I'm just saying that everything can be funny.
But you'll post it on Facebook. It has the same impact.
I didn't post shit on Facebook.
I said, but you would, and it has the
What
same.
would I
You-
post?
oh,
It's
no,
a
no,
joke.
I'm not talking about
It's
you.
a
I'm not
joke.
I'm not saying that
He's
you
speaking
did.
in general.
I'm
It's a
saying in
joke.
general.
It's
He's
a
not
joke.
saying when he's saying you that he's
Right.
not talking about.
Okay, but
he's
what
just
I'm saying
saying
is-
yeah.
It's a joke.
I feel like a lot of the U's are coming down to this end of the table.
Yeah, they're
though,
really
when you say
pointing.
it.
Listen.
Can we hear what Grassi and Truelove has to say? Because we have said when I say we, I'm specifically talking about me, Lump, and Mr.
Rich.
Blye. We are brown, melanated folks, and we've had
Facts.
the
You are?
unfortunate ancestry
I
that
got it,
experienced the brutal effects of racism. So we there's a reason why we're so antagonistic to your sponsors, because we feel like you're making light of the situation. But we're going to give you the
know
floor.
what? Okay, I want to bring up a point right now. And I learned this the hard way. I'm not considered white. When I went out to California, I was considered Mexican. Yeah, you're fucking right, but I was considered Mexican. Even Mexicans came up to me speaking Mexican, and when they found that I didn't,
Spanish.
asked me
It's
for a
Spanish,
dollar.
right.
Whatever the fuck, whatever.
Okay, so
That's
See,
racist
see
shit
what I'm
right
saying?
there.
See what I'm talking about? It's so unconscious that he knows that he believes that that's right. You understand what I'm
Just
saying?
dude, I'm speaking up the
People
top
know
of
So,
my
that.
head.
so Mr. Truelove, Mr. Truelove,
Relax,
Mr. Truelove,
That's right.
can we look to Mr. Truelove for his opinion? So we see things, and we see this behavior, we see the things that you say, and it seems so unconscious to you to speak this type of ignorance, and we get mad, and then now we sound crazy and stupid because you don't know where we're coming from, because we're reacting violently to what you said. So what is your view on this?
So-
Why is there going to be a constant clash? Because we feel like you guys are ignorant, and you guys feel like we're just too mad.
Right.
Did he just? You just made my opinion for me there. But that's not necessarily how I feel about it. I mean, I don't think you're too mad. I don't think that you might be too mad. But you can be mad. You can be upset about the past. You can have an issue with it. You can continue to be affected by it. And I don't for 1 second think that the world can just flip and turn off like that. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, if we just pretend all that shit didn't happen and you just, fucking act how you want to act and then you'll be fine. Just pretend slavery didn't happen and racism isn't a thing and nobody's racist anymore. I'm not telling anybody to do that. I don't think I don't think anybody's telling anybody to do that. But
yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
All right. Nobody in my. I'm sorry. I mean, no smart
There are people
thinking.
that say the most ridiculous things.
Look, there are awful people.
I'm a stoned comedian. I'm just gonna say shit. I'm sorry.
But especially like the 90s and 2000s, people were totally trying to act like racism wasn't. Not until you.
Oh well, yeah. You know what? The internet. I'll tell you what. The internet is disgusted. I'm sorry, disgusted me a few times. Like. You see some vile. I mean, I'll tell you what. Post something about Obama and see the vile stuff they say
People
about
are
his
horrible.
kids.
There are horrible
and,
people.
It's
the most vile.
But you know what? I think instead of focusing on all that,
right?
I think we should focus on how far we've come instead of looking how far out we are.
And every week, a black person is being executed.
Well, that's what I know. When the problem with the government.
Can I answer that part?
Yeah.
Can I answer that part about looking forward to the future?
Right.
Okay. Here's the future of our young black African American males. Okay? There are 5 laws on the books right now in the state of Pennsylvania that can convict each and every one of them at any given time. Yep. The most dangerous one of them is the SORNA law. You know about the SORNA law?
Yes.
Okay. Guess what? Our black children don't know about that.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to
tell you what the SORNA law?
That's why I said the government.
What's the SORNA law?
What's the SORNA? Oh, so hold on, wait a minute. The melanated people in here don't know about the SORNA law, which is designed around them, not you. They are not making any more laws for you. They're not making any more laws for you. They're making more taxes for us. But for you guys and your children, let's say you, father, have a daughter, pretty girl. She walked down the street. She got a nice little boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Nice little boyfriend puts his hands where it don't belong. You see that. You now can call the police, make a police report. You, the father, black male. Get that boy arrested. That boy will now be mouth swabbed with DNA, fingerprinted, and go into a sex offender program. It was a sliding scale from 16 to 22. It has now been downgraded to 13 years old. And it's a sliding scale dependent upon the severity of the touching or the kissing
and
or
the
the whatever.
Well, I remember when I was...
Hold on. They passed this law without your input.
Yeah, they usually do.
They usually do.
Yeah.
Hold on. But do you understand? Do you understand? This is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's what I mean. We have a problem with government.
I missed the racial connotation.
Let me tell you why.
Don't mess with little kids.
But here's the thing.
Don't fuck
Hold on.
kids.
Did you say you knew about the law?
Yeah.
Did you say you knew about the law?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you say you know about the law?
Yeah.
So hold on. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but the 3 out of 3. I bought
1 out of 3.
Okay, the one out of 3 had to bring the information to the whole table for everyone. That's what I'm talking about, our history and why we have to remember ourselves. We used to be a tribe.
Well, the information's out there. The information's out there. You gotta find.
Sir, but so you have to
One is
understand.
a
Everybody does not have the access that you think. We have elderly people in our nation, in our tribe, that don't have internet access or illiterate to that fact. And they're also a double illiterate.
You just
They're also
compare
a double
a
illiterate.
history to a current...
To a current situation. What's going on? That's why I want to tie it together. That's why I'm here. We have the roadmap to success. This is my roadmap to success. Remembering my ancestors and how they lived. I use this tool, internet. I use this tool to get the information faster. That's why I'm here. I'm here because of this information highway that gets me to you, that makes me say to you, Johnny Truelove, I want to look you in the face and tell you how I feel about being black. You feel what I'm saying? I want to see how you feel about me being a black man talking to you face to face, not typing in words, not over the internet. That's the problem when I say that we're too PC. We're hiding behind stuff. What you hiding for?
Oh.
Okay, no, I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying us in general. What are you hiding for? And I'm telling people every day, if you get the race and the color out of the way and just be people, maybe you can get rid of this race.
Do you think we're on the same side, you and I?
You and I, yeah, we wouldn't be sitting at this table.
Okay.
Facts.
That's what I mean. I really think
it's disabled.
I really think it's going to come down to us having to stop the government. You know what I mean? Who's locking up the black males from 15 to 28.
No, we need to give our information back to our black children and teach them about the fact of what civics are in this community.
Facts.
But that's
the problem in our community. Our children do not know civics.
They took that out of all.
But breaking down the social structure.
They took civics out of Philadelphia schools in 1978.
Oh my God, everything's out of school.
Right.
Just listen.
Discipline, civics, all of that.
Civics teaches you what laws are, how to deal with them, and what their consequences are.
And how to conduct yourself in public. Correct. And how to conduct yourself in public.
I am 38 years old. Never been to a civics class.
I've never been.
When Bernie Sanders ran for president, there was a 4th grade civics class in Vermont, where he's from, that got to ask him questions. My thing is, we're supposed to be the richest country in the world, right? Where there's no way in hell that every school should not have the same classes, be taught the same. They're not educating people on purpose.
Well, yeah,
and it's sad because they're not. They're
that's
exclusively.
guess.
Hold on, because of redlining and dumb shit like that, they're exclusively not fucking educating my people.
Right.
Period.
Or anybody. They don't want
and when
anybody
I say,
educated.
hold on, when I say my people, I mean black people factually, but in general, I mean poor people as well. Because everybody in this country, everybody in this country deserves the same education. You can't get the same. You can't get the same opportunities without the same education.
You don't get the same anything in America.
Right. Hold on.
You got kids going over to other countries like Croatia to get educations because they don't have bills coming back.
I think
you got kids going over to other countries from America to get education so they're not laced with debt.
Absolutely.
This country's education system is terrible.
There's a horrible problem with our public education system.
Is it the problem? But is it the problem?
No,
it's one of the major.
Can I tell you how you can fix a school problem? You have to, and this is what works, I believe. You have to have home and school mandatory in our schools. And what I mean by mandatory is this. You make the parents pay a one-time fee for a home and school association. That takes care of the extra stuff that the teachers need, material, stuff like that. That's what home and school does. With that mandatory payment that you make into home and school, your participation is also required. If your child, if you don't show up for
That's Catholic school.
Listen. But here's the thing. No. Hold on a second. That's not Catholic school. That's not tuition. It's not tuition. It's not tuition because it goes on in Montgomery County. Okay? It's in the school. Trust me, I already did my research. It's out in Montgomery County.
Yeah, that's Montgomery County. Though.
Okay, hold on. Montgomery County and the township have the basis of the same charter. You still have to go and propose something and get something put to the get something put to the body, which they can then go vote on, which you can then press forward, and you can get these things changed because you're in the township. But because you don't know the charter, because you don't know how a township works, because you don't know how your government works, and because of the number one reason, we don't participate.
But you're talking about parents with extra income and extra time and extra ability to do these things.
You're talking about excuses.
We don't have that.
You're talking about excuses. Because guess what? My mother did more with less.
Hey, I'm not saying
that. So can I say something?
My mother did more with less.
Let me say something, Mr. Blye. So, all right. So, you see how this vicious cycle happens? So, not every black family is going to be in a position for this. Right? And it's a reason why they're not in a position because of their lack of schooling.
Or they got locked up for some bogus drug charge.
So it's this vicious cycle happening, right?
Well, what I'm saying, like, I know the vicious cycle, but here's the solution, not excuses.
We got to fight back.
We still have members of our tribe that are willing to participate. You understand? The resources for us are there. The thing about it is that we as a people don't seek it out. And I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about me. When I'm on a post, everything that I get that's positive, that's going to help my brother, I tag him in it. You know why? Because I know that he's going to sit back and he's going to get that information out, so that way we can uplift ourselves.
But we're men and women, right? None of us are women, but we're grown.
Right.
How do we get to the seed? Okay, we're setting our.
Hold up. I just have one issue. The whole tribe. I don't like that talk too much.
Why not?
Because I think it's very like
it's separation. You're separating.
No, I'm not.
Am I in your tribe?
No.
Because that's like George Bush.
No, when
hold up. That's just like George W. Bush speak. You know, you're either with us or against us, and it's like, no, we can all just have opinions.
Listen. We all live in a collective.
Like I'll help one
we all live in a collective.
We
all live in a collective, but we all have certain tribes and huts that we gather to with people that we're familiar with. It's not against you. It's just that it's not against you. It's just that you have to understand. There are things that we can all identify with here at the table. We're all men. We're all hardworking.
We've all been in handcuffs.
Listen.
Word.
Facts. We have something that we can all relate to. But then there's things that who you are and who you are and who you are that are separate from me, that I could never be a part of. Even if you invite me to it, it's going to be foreign to me.
Right.
And vice versa. But
Right?
that's the
And
beauty
vice
of it.
versa.
Vice
And that's
versa.
what it is. It's not that we're excluding you from something. It's that no. But see, here's the thing. People sit under this thing and say, "Oh, they got their thing. You guys got your thing." In actuality, yes, we all do. Yes, we all do. And we need to come to agreement with that. But you know what the problem is? Is that when you take that other part that somebody has and you diminish it.
Yeah, people can be
At the-
different.
at the- at the-
When
at
you
the
start
expense of
disliking
yourself.
someone for their
And that's
difference
why
or
I'm here.
disliking that
That's why I
different
don't
thing.
like-
That's why I'm here.
Now,
And that's why I don't like groups in general. But
Yeah.
But so when I say tribes, though, I have to say when I'm invoking things to these men, it's something that they don't know. And my job as one of the elders is to impart that wisdom to my youngest members because they don't know.
Right.
You can do anything on this phone,
Well,
but they
so-
know me personally. This man know
I
me
know
personally.
him personally.
Know me personally. I don't play no games.
It's not,
so I
but
get the
what's
truth.
crazy is the American landscape. I apologize.
Go ahead.
The American landscape with black people has gotten so fucking retarded right now, and I know that's a bad word to use, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's so bad right now that they don't even let rappers rap no more.
yeah.
There's no jewels in the music. They're all. It went from
You say no jewels in the music. What do you mean?
when I say no jewels in the music, we'll say like a Slick Rick. Slick Rick had Hey Young World, Look Kid, Walk Straight, Master Ya High. Later on, Big Boy from Outkast in the 2000s had on one of their songs. I think it was Bombs Over Baghdad. He was like, you can sell your little weed or whatever, but get a fucking computer, a laptop, start a fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube used to drop jewels. When I say drop jewels, I mean inform you on how to get out of the street.
What do you think about Chance?
I really don't. I stopped listening to dudes
'Cause he-
like and
He refused to work with studios. He worked with gospel singers and some weird other groups.
yeah. Metellus
stuff's
made me
pretty
listen
good.
That's
to
because
that, and it's
music,
pretty good,
music
but-
has the power to.
Right, and they know that.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
right now
But
on
he
the radio,
will
if you
not.
turn on a quote
It's all
unquote black
bullshit.
station that's
Wow.
not old school or old school hip hop, it's popping a lot of pills.
But you know what? All music is like
Beats are
that.
hot.
No,
rock
it's not.
and rock and roll.
The beats are hot.
It's real.
The difference between
spit garbage over
right, there hasn't been a whack beat since '96. The difference between rock and roll, talking to children, and rap music, talking to children is. I know rap music like branched out and got into white houses
Shook
and
fucked
households.
there was a
and all
shook
that.
fuck rap
for you
music talk to
guys.
all
Right,
children, though, and that was a good thing.
Shook fucked that up for everybody.
Russell did that, bro.
But Russell never went to jail
Russell
for it,
and
though.
Russell did
Russell
that,
and Rick
bro.
Rubin did
Russell did that.
Listen,
Beastie Boys had
the
the biggest
difference
hits.
is
Beastie Boys was great.
Listen,
Beastie
it
Boys
was
is great. I love
the
that.
difference
Yeah,
is
man.
when the Beastie Boys and all that came out, or you know what I'm saying, rap music was going out into the white neighborhoods and going out into the suburbs and the little townships or whatever. The jewels and the messages were still in the music.
Right.
My people got them. Your people got them.
Yeah, all the
Now-
Wu-Tang shit.
Enter the cultural appropriation of the white
Now
thug
there's
kid.
no jewels.
The funny
and
thing
I'm
is-
sound
the funny
like I'm
thing is-
sound anti-Semitic saying it, but bringing the Jews. Who own they all own record. They all do.
The record companies
They
disgusting.
own the record
business.
companies, and they make the music trash
Right.
because the kids are listening
But-
to it, and they're pushing the mantra of do drugs, shoot people,
Maybe
kill
we give
people.
music too
But
much credit.
That's what ended it, the whole Marilyn
Maybe we give
Manson.
music too much credit.
I haven't talked a lot here. In the 90s,
Yeah.
during that time when rap music spoke to everybody,
It did.
did that not create a cultural appropriation from white people to black people where you created a unity? just like the goddamn hippie costume.
I think it just created a lot of anger.
We ended up hanging.
Because I walked around my streets with all eyes on me and my CD player, nonstop all day, every day.
But you were the only person that heard that. Not everybody around you heard it.
But we had the boom boxes.
Right.
But you don't know my system, man.
But it was way before that. It was even worse because it would just be like I don't know if you knew like Pat Boone. You ever hear him?
I know who Pat Boone is.
It would just steal.
I know it's a little bit more further than Pat Boone, my brother. There was some James Brown.
Yeah. That's the funny thing is the argument you just had about music is the same thing they were arguing when Elvis started with the music. You know what I mean? Like it was that awesome.
But the difference was
getting out to the white
girls. I was great. Say the difference was
the white girls dancing to that shit. They used to drive him nuts back in the day.
But where did Elvis get his music from, bro?
From Muddy Waters and Little Walter.
And they were who?
And Chuck Berry.
They were blues guys. They were all black. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The argument you have with rap.
And that's what we're saying. So as we go back in time,
it's the same thing.
And we deal with artists of music. Hold on.
But they don't get credit.
Let's tie something together because there was another post about whether or not LL Cool J should have been elected into the Hall of Fame.
Ahead of Tupac.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame is fucking retarded.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because I'm going to say it like this. And I'm going to tell you why LL should have been elected
before
first.
NWA or Public Enemy, yes.
Right, before that.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. What's the first three letters to LL's name?
Ladies Love.
No. What's the first three letters?
LLC.
Russell and them put $1 million insurance policy on LL Cool J to start Def Jam Records.
That is facts.
Okay? Not Def Jam. Def Jam is the label.
Right.
LL was the money. Mm-hmm. Everything he put out was a hit.
Yeah.
Because they banked on it.
What about the $1 million bail on Tupac
Listen,
with Death Row Records? We got $1 million on both now.
Right. You got $1 million on both. The difference is that longevity.
The difference is
he died.
Right
now.
He was murdered, which means that he wasn't responsible for his circumstances, and he also contributed to them.
You
understand what I'm saying?
Blame him for his own murder?
So hold on. Do y'all understand?
Yes.
A little bit.
You know what? He should have jumped on gang members.
Yeah,
that was a good one. Yeah.
Do you know what the difference is? The difference is
members.
LL Cool J and Russell and them was a startup. Tupac was a bailout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And when I say bailout, I mean
Bailout.
corporate
Literally,
bailout.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
So Stenta, this is my issue with racism. All right.
Talk about LL Cool J.
We got capitalism.
I don't like
and music,
education,
and how music and education is exploited and twisted for some kind of profiteering mean, and it's supposed to be reflective of our individual situations in the society, brown or other.
Speak. Sorry, go.
Yeah.
That's my problem with racism.
You know,
the fact that this is an important discussion.
You want to hear something wild?
Can we tie that back to what started all this?
Can I say something before we tie it all together? The difference with racism is right now in America is if I kill everybody in this house right now,
I'm leaving.
Shut up.
Black man kills 6 people.
He was the getaway driver. So anyway, if I kill everybody in this house right now, all black people look bad. If one of y'all kill everybody in this house right now, you're a lone wolf.
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
and that is what racism is at
and it's
its
a double
core.
standard. Yeah, it's a race.
Agreed.
But you know what? Is it ever going to change?
But
do you think it'll ever? Do you think people will ever change and get more accepting?
I'm gonna go back to profiting and rap and this and that and
education.
I want to tie this all back real quick to what started this entire conversation. And spend maybe 3 or 4 minutes
Morgan
actually
Freeman
talking about the goddamn costume and whether or not that was you, from the way that it was portrayed from my end, felt a certain way about that costume, and that was a company profiting off Black America or a black image or the history of black people.
Because
yes,
all right, I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? The afro was grown out to show, I want to say solidarity for lack of better words, to show that I'm saying, I'm a natural person. This is my lineage, my history. Even though it was rudely cut. Even though it was,
You cut your phone.
Yo,
I
Bill
did. Even
Lump.
though-
Yo, Chris, Bill
hold
Lump.
on. Even though it was rudely cut off, and we were brought here, and before COINTELPRO and all this other extra bullshit, when the Black Panthers started trying to secure neighborhoods from the police, they weren't created to stop gangs. They were created to stop the police from harassing black people in Chicago and on the West Coast. I truly believe it would have been World War III if the Black Panthers were in the South in the 60s.
I
truly believe that. Hold on, but let me finish.
I've spoken the least on this program.
I know, but I want to get this out.
But
so
Beyonce should have won.
It was his.
It was his question, but he said he wanted to spend a couple minutes on it, so I want to get my side of it out so that he understands exactly where I'm coming from. To be black in America at that time, from what I hear, what I've seen, and what I've been told by my father and others, was to be spit upon just for the color of your skin, to be trampled on, be walked over,
Pretty much.
generationally,
Pretty much.
fucked over,
Pretty much.
told that you're not nothing,
Pretty much.
told that you can't be anything,
Pretty much.
that you won't be anything.
Pretty much.
A lot of people rose above, and but I consider blacks that rise above that level just like artists from Philadelphia. When you are an artist from Philadelphia and you make it big, you're not Philadelphians anymore. You belong to the world.
Right.
And you could do that with Kevin Hart, The Roots, Patti LaBelle, Phyllis Hyman, all them people. I'm tying it back. We were so listen. We were at that time. They were so downtrodden that they tried.
What about
to
Teddy
find,
Pendergrass?
All right, that's enough.
Don't forget Penny.
They tried. Hall & Oates is another one. They tried so hard.
Yeah, man.
They pushed black people under the thumb so deep that in order for black people to rise above, they had to find something or things from the past or some sort of way to be proud of themselves. And so you enter dashikis and you enter growing your hair out where people don't like seeing that shit. There's a law in the books right now that's being written where you can't wear where you can't wear dreadlocks to a business.
Yeah.
As in corporate America right now.
They make
it's the same way with afros.
Hey, look, can I jump on this?
I think I know more white dudes with dreadlocks
Right,
than
but
black people.
hey, Johnny, I want to talk about this costume real quick, and that's another reason why I'm here. I'm gonna say this about that costume, and this is what got me upset because I'm from that time that he talks about.
You're gonna get a close out it.
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
You'll get plenty of time.
Okay.
All right.
They just love to interrupt.
I just want to say this about the costume part, and
Hey, you know what? This is about race, and I'm going to listen, and that's what the whole thing is.
And I'm just going to say this about the costume and where it gets me, because you have to understand. For me personally, my grandmother worked to get opportunities, industry, and education for our people. She worked when the creation of the OIC with the Reverend Leon Sullivan got started. My grandmother was a seamstress who sewed clothes for the military. And she worked to get jobs for young black men that couldn't get jobs all throughout them coming home from the Vietnam War and stuff like that. So I actually worked closely with that. As a kid growing up, my mentor was the was David P. Richardson, who was the representative in my area where I grew up. And he wore a dashiki, and he had an afro. You understand? So when I saw that symbol of black strength, and I saw that symbol of black power, that's what inspired me as a young man to say, okay, during the 70s, this is what it means to be black. Because before then, we didn't have an identity. We had the identity of what we were told to dress, how we were told to dress, the image, these things, the suits, the ties, the short-cut hair, things of that nature. During the times when we were going through this oppression, that was a symbol for us. It wasn't to be made fun of. It wasn't a mockery. The kente cloth and its patterns is not a mockery.
And now they're selling it at Walmart.
Right. It's not a mockery. It's not a mockery.
I gotta get the Walmart.
You have to understand. You have to understand this African print is symbolic. It represents our tribes. It represents our inner diversity. You want us to be diverse with you guys, and that's cool. But let me tell you something. A lot of times, the white culture comes into the black culture, takes what belongs to us, repackages it, and then sells that bullshit back to us.
This is what it is now.
And this is what it is. And guess what?
That's
We
Walt
have
Disney,
more.
I did not make Lil Wayne wear skinny jeans.
No, but listen.
That was not
but
happening.
Eminem is still a dope
our
MC.
Our society and our
There you
culture
go.
is so impressionable that they'll take something like this and think that it's okay for the afro. When it's not an afro, it's called a blowout.
Facts.
Okay? It's called a blowout. See, this is the other way that I keep saying that you turn and flip it. We didn't call it afro. It was a blowout. You got your hair blown out. Your grandma put the relaxer in it, boom, boom, hair dry, boom. It was blown out. It flowed like the wind. That's what we did. But you turned around and made it afro because you know why? In the white culture, you had kids that wanted to rebel against their mom and daddy, wanted to go smoke pot, they wanted to go fornicate, they wanted to go do whatever. So they adopted. They adopted our clothing
fucking
and our
awesome,
style to sit back and rebel against their establishment for their independence. It was a cultural revolution inside of a cultural revolution inside of a revolution.
And you guys
it's-
also
Okay,
stole.
Shit is all that.
So during that time, to say forget about it, you don't understand where you come from if you tell me to forget
I was
about
going
it.
to say, it's
Forget
tough,
about
it's
what?
tough to know
I
where
didn't
you're
say forget
going.
about anything.
Listen,
What
it's
did I
tough.
tell you to forget about?
It's tough to know where you're going. It's tough. Just listen.
I'm
Hey, yo, let the white motherfuckers talk.
It's tough. It's tough.
We done said enough.
I want to say one last
I
thing.
literally have barely talked, and yet
All right, I'm gonna
you
shut
guys are
up.
just
After I say this,
making
I'm gonna be
stuff
quiet.
up that I said.
No, a lot of it is in
It was
general.
all you.
It's tough. It's tough to know where you. It's tough to know where you're going when you have no clue where exactly you come from.
Right.
You can go back in your lineage maybe 12, 13, 15, 20 generations.
Right.
I can only go back 6, 7, 8.
I can only get back to the 20s with mine.
Do you think white people would be
I'm
happy to
second
find
generation
out?
on both sides. Like, I
Say that
just
again.
got here, man.
Some people are born into terrible
I'm talking
history
about
on
going
the-
back to
on the
your,
other
whatever
end of
old,
it.
whatever
I
country
think we
your
can all
people are
agree
from.
that history is your
you
shit.
Yo,
can
get
back
Chris.
and look
It's
that
a
up.
lot.
Stinner, can you say that?
I can't.
Stinner, can you say that again?
I just
So
wanna
everybody
say,
quiet.
Do you think that like somebody they look into their history and it's just awful, like their ancestors owned slaves and shit? You think they should be proud of, like, you know, like
It depends on
a
where
lot
you
of
are in
people-
life. I mean,
see,
it was
my
a fucked up
history's
thing.
different than other people's. Obviously,
That's pretty valid. Is
But, like,
everybody
I mean,
supposed to be proud of their history?
I mean,
just because somebody's history, their ancestors were awful, terrible people, doesn't mean they are, right?
yeah, but at the same
No.
time, you're still benefiting off of that.
Right.
That- it's-
And
the past,
So I mean, what are we supposed to do? Is it chain ourselves to the tree?
The worst thing
I'm quite sure that the great grandson of the person from Tiffany and Co. is a beautiful, upstanding American guy, and I could probably sit down and have dinner with him.
Probably not.
Okay, no, probably.
Can
Hold
you
on,
say you
probably.
guys?
That's the
hold on,
question.
Hold on,
Can
hold
we
on,
say-
listen, hold on.
Listen,
Hold
listen,
on.
I'm quite sure.
Wait, let me say something.
I want to hear the end of this.
I'm quite sure.
Hold on,
I'm quite
let me
sure
say
that-
something.
I'm quite sure that-
Hold on.
I want to hear the end
Hold
of
on.
the Tiffany and Co. thing.
Okay,
Hold on,
I'm
hold
quite
on.
sure of that. I'm quite sure that the great grandson of the
Right.
guy who started Tiffany and
the
Co.
You
Kind
don't
of
think
a
you're
bill
profiting
about-
off of? You don't think you're better because of racism? You don't think you're profiting over racism?
You don't think that this?
You're living in America. If you didn't, you should have went back to where you think you came from.
So what?
Yo, he dropping some-
No,
dropping some-
you're sitting there in nice clothes. What kind of car did you drive
I
up?
bought these clothes. What
But
ships do I own?
The point is,
No, that's what I'm saying.
So, hold on, can I say, hold up, hold up.
Tiffany
Yo,
Company
You're
exists.
benefiting off
hold
the
up.
system too.
There you go.
gotta
So
be
not on the same
COO.
No.
but still
COO. So
benefiting.
look. He drops an excellent point.
shit.
He dropped an excellent fucking point. All right. So this is the thing. You said, all right, you guys are benefiting of a racist system, and True Love said, yeah, but what are we to do? That's where we are. Because not everybody that exists right now, not everybody is like their ancestors. Okay. All right, we got to deal with the right now. And yeah, some motherfuckers got the burden, like we got the
I want
burden.
to get back to
And no,
benefiting
we're
off
not there.
racism.
Because it built the
Because we live in the
society
same
where we are.
society
You're free.
as
You're free.
we
You're
all
already
live in the
supposed
same.
to go.
You're free. I'm free.
You're ready.
It sucks, and it's awful.
Your life is
But
better than your
we're-
grandparents. Your life is better than your grandparents,
Is it not?
right?
Is it not?
You're
like-
hold
you're
on,
like-
hold on. I'm gonna say this.
No, answer my question. Come on.
I'm gonna answer this
Answer
because
it.
I know my
It's
grandparents.
a yes or no.
I'm gonna say
No,
my life.
you have more opportunities.
You can't speak for him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, why? He spoke
I just
for
want
me
to.
like
We got to
4
wrap it up.
times.
So short question.
So, we gotta wrap it up, yo.
Short answer. Short
here's
answer.
my- I'm-
You're still going to
listen,
close out.
Listen,
All right.
here's my answer to that. The answer is no.
What?
I'm not dead serious. The answer is no.
Let's talk to
No,
grandmother.
No, because I'm
Elaborate.
going to say this. My grandmother's still living at 92 years old, comfortably. You understand? She was able to save. She was able to save more with less. She was able to accomplish a whole lot more at a time where America grew together. But because it's now a 30-year to 40-year difference between my grandmother and me, and the way that we have advanced, we are the most technologically sound. We are the most agriculturally sound. We are the most merchandise. We have it all. We have it all. We have it all.
That's what's up.
We have it all, right? We have it all. We have it all. Why do we have the most poverty? Why do we have the most homelessness?
Because the numbers are up. Because Mr. Block, because the numbers are up. But we are having this conversation, though.
Incarceration.
We
Why do we have the most incarceration?
The fact that we're having this conversation is the
there
progress.
There are entire nations of poverty. We do not have the most poverty. We do not.
But we do have the most billionaires and the lowest.
Right.
There
There we go.
And we got the most
There we
locked up
go.
people on the planet.
Especially
3 million.
That's where we're the same.
Hold up, everybody.
Right,
Especially in New York
right.
City and Philadelphia. But
Class.
No one here is a billionaire.
the whole world is crazy. But all right, we don't have much time left. So first, we're going to end with you, and then we're going to have plugs for everybody. You can tell us where you're going to be, and we're going to try to get you guys back on maybe on the live show and talk about something else.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more fun? No?
Rap music.
Rap music? Whatever. But
We
here,
could do a rap
So
one.
this will be like Jerry Springer.
do a rap.
Final thoughts? Final thoughts with True Love. And everyone, no one can talk. Everyone shut up and listen.
Oh,
Go.
Christ. All right, I'm on the spot now. Look, when we had this conversation on Facebook, when it stemmed from something as silly as what I consider silly.
You can't say shit. Shut up.
You cleaned it up. You cleaned it up.
So something. My point that I made on that post was, if we're gonna discuss race, let's find something bigger and more important to discuss. I said, let's talk about what's happening with cops and with black men dying in the streets for being unarmed and shot in their back. Let's talk about poverty. Let's talk about issues with civics. Let's talk about all that. And that's exactly what came about from that. But my point was, normally this wouldn't come from that. That causes division, and that is a nickel and dime of something where I understand that you look at the dashiki and you look at the afro, which is the blowout and not the afro, and you say this is an appropriation, but I look at it and I say, all right, it was that appropriation, it was that thing, and it's just an actual symbol and representation of what that time was, and that time was a unity, and you can either look at that as a unity or you can look at that as a division and create more division with it, or you could create topics and you could create conversation and you could do things like this. And did we accomplish anything tonight? Absolutely not. But if everybody talks all the time and eventually maybe people stop shouting and people just keep talking and talking, and action happens.
Everyone should keep shouting.
Everyone shout at the same time.
Because everything's stupid and I don't get it. But it doesn't make sense. Lump, you got any shows coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Shit. Actually, at this moment, I kind of don't.
Well, work on that. That's not good. You got anything you do?
I got something. If you're in the 6th District of Upper Darby, or if you're in the Township of Upper Darby, please make sure that you come down to the budget meeting that's going to be the next 3 Wednesdays. Not this Wednesday coming up, but November. I believe it's November 3rd, and every successive Wednesday after that, 7 o'clock. Please come down and make your voice heard, especially those that's down in the 2nd Ward. All my black people need to show up so you know what's going on down in your district with your representative today.
Yeah, do that. And Bino, you got anything going on?
Yeah, first, third Sundays, we got an open mic, comedy open mic at Doobie's, 22nd Lombard, 7 o'clock. Podcast right here. This Delinquent Life, my man Stenta, he always brings the best guests. Appreciate you, fellas. That's 9:30 Tuesdays. The live shows at Good Comedy Theater, 11 for Race, every first Wednesday of the month. I got a show in Doylestown this Saturday. I got a show Black Friday Comedy Marathon Saturday. And then
so
I'm
you
in,
got some things going on.
so,
Check
yeah.
them out on Facebook. Bino Brogdon, whatever. Truelove, what are you doing?
I am hosting Comedy Derailment up in. I was trying to find the date like right now, and of course I can't.
We can come back to you.
Check
I ain't got shit going on. So I'll go right back.
So just check my follow me on Facebook, Johnny Truelove Rizzo, and keep an eye out for whenever the fuck my show is. I'll post something later.
And yeah, check out Truelove. Check out all the guests. And Laughcast, you can download the app from Google.
It's awesome.
Play Store, and if you have iPhones and stuff, that too. Like you were talking with the technology. And,
good tie-in. Finally, it all comes together.
And I got a show this Saturday in Robbinsville, New Jersey, at City Streets Cafe. That's always a weird crowd.
This is a discussion we could have every day of the week for the next 20 years and not accomplish shit.
I think we are accomplishing stuff, though. I think we're accomplishing. I think
we can have this conversation for like the next 2 years. I guarantee you will learn something more about yourself through my culture, and I will experience something through your culture. Only if you agree to understand that I'm not going to say what you like to hear.
Yeah.
But you need to hear. No, listen. This is how you break down racism. This is how you break down racism. I'm not going to say what you like to hear, and vice versa.
Bly wants to keep this show going.
I want to close the show by saying it's not possible in America for black people to be racist. Game over.
Ew, I disagree. This is the local.
All right, yo.